Hey, fixed signs, welcome to your energetic update. Okay, so fixed signs, if you don't know if you're a fixed sign, I am talking about Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. Those are the four fixed signs, natally speaking. Okay, of course, they all occupy their own house. Taurus is second house, Leo is the fifth house, Scorpio is the eighth house, and Aquarius is the 11th house, right? So you guys will be considered succedent houses or houses where um influence, let's call it that way. You are occupying houses that deal with influence. Okay? Oh, sorry. I was trying to see if that was important. So, let's take a look. I'm going to pull my oracle cards in case you're wondering what they are. They're these. I had to lean this way. Shaman's Oracle deck. Okay. I really I really like these. Okay. They're pretty good. But yeah, let's take a look. So fixed signs. Fixed signs. Ugh. All right, let's see what we got. And then I will pull a few oracle cards as well to see if it's any different or sometimes it's the same. Okay. So, oh, you have beloved, you have radical acceptance. Okay. Immediately as soon as I read this card, it made me think that you could possibly be about to accept some sort of offer. Okay. Especially, remember, I talked about second house. Okay. Second house is naturally where Taurus sits, and that's naturally our house where we talk about income, our assets, but also it's our house where we talk about our self worth. So this can go one or two ways. So you could be accepting an offer, and maybe this particular offer is more aligned with you putting a price on what you are worth, meaning that you could be accepting an offer where it feels like you're finally getting your due. You're finally getting, the right recognition that truly aligns with who you are. So, of course, that's good. But on the other end, it could be with this beloved radical acceptance, it could be you could be at a point where you're finally accepting that, you know what? It is okay for either me to be single, or it's okay for me either to be alone, or it's okay for me to put boundaries in place because how you're treating me, I don't accept it, nor do I like it. Because some of you may possibly try to do that, but then you kind of like go back on your word, or you go back on it because of course you love this person, or you love this thing, or you have, all this energy invested in it. So you don't really want to turn your back on it. But now you're coming to a point where you're starting to be more accepting. But also, this could be you just wanting people to be more accepting of you and who you are as a person. And if they cannot do that, then you're like, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to continue forward in this particular relationship or this particular situation. Tough titty. Okay. But this also, if we're just talking about romantically speaking, this also could maybe hint at um the invitation may be in terms of a relationship, or someone could finally be telling you how they feel about you, romantically speaking, if that's kind of like what you're waiting for. So, in some sort of manner, because this also kind of gives me very high priestess type of energy. Whenever the high priestess is at her best, she knows the power that she carries. So, that's why I said you could be in that particular energy at this, getting to that particular energy where you are starting to accept you more, meaning that it's going to resonate or it's going to show up in the people that you are dealing with, so that's good. But maybe you could be accepting some sort of change in your life. It doesn't have to be grandiose, okay? It could be something small, or you could just be simply accepting the fact that things are changing, and that's okay. I don't know if some of you are, sweating underneath the gills because you're getting older, and maybe you've kind of like been struggling with that a little bit, but maybe now you're starting to accept, the way your face has changed, you're starting to accept your features or anything like that. So it's still a matter of you are starting to accept more of who you are, and now you want to be surrounded by people that do the same thing. Okay, let's look at the other oracle cards. Oh, wow. It was so weird. I was just talking about somebody could be telling you how they feel about you. We have the divine feminine and we have the beloved acceptance. So we have the high priestess and we have the lover. So there's a very strong psychic connection that you are feeling with someone. Okay. And they may be a Cancer, they may be a Libra, or they may be a Taurus. Okay. But you really are getting in your feely feels about this particular person. Maybe it's a matter of sitting back and kind of thinking, maybe weighing the pros and cons when it pertains to this particular person and seeing like, wow, maybe this person does accept me for who I am. And maybe you kind of were ragging on this person for a while, that you felt like that you don't understand me, yada, yada, yada. But now you possibly took a step back and like, wow, maybe they do understand me. Maybe I don't really understand myself. So I feel like fixed signs during this particular moment, you could be having a come to Jesus meeting, maybe, or you could just be having your aha moment in a manner of, wow, those things I was complaining about, maybe they were already there. I just wasn't in a particular space where I wanted to accept them because, maybe I'm just being not that great of a person right now. I mean, that happens. We all go through our moments in time where we're just not necessarily really being that great of a person. And it can be in a manner of, to people that you are close with. It can be in any way. Sometimes we slip up and we could just be hell on wheels, and people may not necessarily want to deal with us. It happens. It's human. It's fine. But this is good. And some of you, remember I said that some of you could be finally getting to a place where you're starting to be okay with maybe being single. I see some of you also working on your feminine energy, working on getting back into your feminine energy or masculine energy. Or if you are a guy, you could totally be working on being okay with being in touch with your feminine side. You may have came from an environment where it's just like feminine energy is a no deal, but you may be coming into that particular energy where you're just like, okay, this is not bad. It's okay for me to be vulnerable. It's okay for me to tell you how I feel. That's fine. Okay. So I would say that, fixed signs, like I said, I don't know, maybe you're going through a personality change, maybe. Okay. Let's get another card. Oh my God. I was just talking about this. Reconciliation. Okay. So this person who you have and honestly, um this could be a very strong soulmate now that I think about it. So whoever this person is, where you have this very, very strong connection, it's possible that you and this person could actually be getting back together. I honestly don't think it's going to be until December, but some of you guys, it may come sooner. It could come, yeah, I heard December or February, or this could come in the next 2 to 6 weeks, 2 to 6 days, 13 weeks, 13 days. It could be somewhere in that particular point. But reconciliation also doesn't necessarily have to be about a person. It could just be reconciliation in terms of you're getting back to you. You've went through a period of time where you've tried to figure out what you like, what you don't like, who you are not. Okay. So you could be like circling the block, because you could have been in that particular energy of you being who you were a long time ago, but something happened, things happen that change us, especially if you've experienced a death or you've experienced breakup, or you've experienced something traumatic, maybe when it possibly pertains to children or your career. Things happen that change us because, at that time, you may end up building a wall because of what you've had to experience, and you don't want to experience that again. But this energy here, it feels like you're starting to feel more safe. You're starting to feel maybe more positive. You're starting to feel more so in touch with who you are, who you've always been. You just got lost for a while. And sometimes us getting lost isn't a couple months. Sometimes it could be years. Sometimes you could be on a completely different path for almost a decade. And then all of a sudden it's over and you're like, "Oh my God. I spent a lot of time being someone I was not, and I want to go back to who I was." It's okay to have that revelation. I think in this world today, it almost seems like if you go through those periods of time, then there is something wrong with you. No, you are just being a human being. you know, don't be so tough on yourself. Maybe if you weren't so tough on yourself, you wouldn't go through decades of time where you are not who you are. Maybe. Yes, deep quiet. Things are quieting down. Things are slowing down. And some of you may be a little bit afraid of that because things are slowing down, but it is a good thing. If you do get back with someone this time around, it may possibly work. I mean, this is not going to resonate for everybody. Okay. Because some of you, maybe whenever you and this person were together, you were like a chicken with its head cut off, or you were just like a cat fresh out the water, freaking crazy as hell. So it could have made it difficult for somebody to, deal with you and, all these things. That's what I was saying here before. Some of you may be coming to a realization that this person did accept me for who I am. And maybe even at some of your lowest points, they didn't judge you, and maybe you're starting to wake up to that and understand. So I would say some of you fixed signs have did a lot of complaining. Hmm. This feels like, was this number 6? This person is still watching you. They're either watching your social media, or some of you, this doesn't necessarily have to be a reconciliation in terms of you and this person dated this lifetime. You may have had a past life together, so it will feel like a reconciliation, like you've known this person for centuries, and you probably have, because you and them may have had some history whenever you guys were last incarnated. Okay. So it can go one or two ways, but there is a reconciliation brewing, and it could be from past life, or it could just be from somebody that you have been dealing with for some time. Okay. I don't know. Could be since maybe whenever the pandemic happened. So 2020, could be 2016. It can go as far back as that. 2 years, 6 years. So let's look at the tarot cards and see if we have any different messages. If we do, then we'll talk about it. If not, it will be the end. So, fixed signs. Okay. Oh, same card. The cardinal signs got. There's 9 of Swords in reverse. Okay. There's some sort of bad habit that you need to kick. Okay. It may possibly be smoking, because some of you, maybe that is your bad habit. Doesn't matter if it's vaping. It could be weed or whatever it is. Okay. There's some sort of bad habit that you need to kick out of the door. All right. But I feel like in this energy here, the absence of fear, I feel like in a way, the absence of fear here is gone. Because whenever he's upright, he's angry that he can't break out of the cage, but also he is feeling fear because it's like, I don't know what's coming. But whenever it's here, he can sometimes maybe even be a little bit reckless. Almost like, you see the danger, but you head right towards the danger. It's almost like if there's a house burning down and you see the house burning down, and somehow, some way, you want to go inside the house, see if anybody's in there, but you have no type of training whatsoever in that particular wheelhouse. You're just being reckless because you want to prove something, or you want to hold the trophy on the podium, however you want to call it. The Magician, 2 of Pentacles. Somebody is lying about paying you. That could be one thing here. There could be a paycheck that's missing. There could be some sort of pay, something, some sort of incentive. Some of you were supposed to get some sort of incentive when it pertains to your job, but for some reason it hasn't came through. Why? I don't know. Okay. But there is some sort of lie here tied to your finances, or you may be dealing with someone who is lying about finances. Okay. They could be lying in a manner where they're trying to just maybe get money out of you, trying to help. And maybe they're doing that because there is something that they need, and they're afraid to ask you, then they feel like that you won't give it to them if they tell you what exactly they need it for. Okay. Or this could be vice versa. But the Magician also kind of gives me that energy of, oh, remember light bulb. Remember I just said it's like you're getting back to who you are. It's like you're on the right path. It may feel like things around you are dropping like flies, and maybe they kind of are. Because again, you spend a lot of time being on the incorrect path. So things are going to fall to the wayside, and you're going to be like, what? And it could be things that you've hung on to for a long period of time. Yeah, Three of Pentacles, patience when it pertains to work. Okay, some sort of new beginning could be coming at work, some sort of startup position. Some of you may be applying for some sort of scholarship when it pertains to a career school, a trade, or just school, period. And I do feel like you're going to get it. We have the Page of Swords here, and we have two pages, so you're starting off on a new foot in terms of learning about your talents. Or remember I talked about before that you're going to be accepting something where you're finally going to be appreciated for your talent, and you're going to feel like, oh my god, it took so long, but it probably did take a really long time, and that's okay. If you are, some of you may be thinking that like the father or mother of your children is watching you. They are not watching you, because some of you want to get back with this person. I hate to break it to you. I don't think you're going to get back with this particular person. And let me say this specifically. If you have a earth sign or an air sign child, I don't necessarily think that you and this person are going to get back together, at least from what I'm seeing right now. Of course, everybody's situation is different, but you hope that you and this person get back together because, um, you like a lot of qualities in them. I get that. So you're still hanging on to hope. You still have a lot of passion. You still have a lot of love for this particular person. And who knows? I could be wrong about this. It could just be somebody needs to grow up. And that could be why I'm saying, like, you guys don't necessarily, well, you won't necessarily get back together, because it could just be somebody needs to grow up, especially when it pertains to jealousy, when it pertains to friends. Like somebody having issues that your friend with, okay, I wasn't 100% correct, but I was close. I said maybe it could just be somebody needs to grow up. The Judgment card. Okay. So you are finding your purpose. And some of you, your purpose actually has something to do with giving advice or teaching, um, or just using your communication skills. That actually may be what your purpose entails. And somebody is about to give you that opportunity to fulfill your purpose. So check your North Node placement. Yeah, you've had a lot of disappointments, but I stand corrected. Some of you actually may end up getting back together with this particular person. Yeah, things are not over. We have the Five of Cups. So, there still is some life left in these Two of Cups. There's still some love, there's still some care there. But again, it's like somebody really needs to grow up. Yeah. Stop pouting, stop moping, stop playing the victim. Okay, I was then. Yeah. So this time around, so it does go along with the oracle cards. So this time around, it does feel like that things could be better. It feels like things are going to be more at peace, but I think it's because both of you or one of you have came to a point where you appreciate what you were bitching about for all those years. So I was correct. Some of you, this is a very strong soulmate. Some of you may possibly call it your twin flame. So I would say don't necessarily hold on to hope. Some of you absolutely know who this person is. Okay. They honestly, if you and this person don't have kids, they have two kids. Okay. But, you see them as the Queen of Wands, or they see you as the Queen of Wands. It's like, kind of like, not necessarily worship the ground you walk on, but it's like, I admire you. The Queen of Wands is admired for her grit, her tact. Okay. She is admired for her business sense. Even if she works for a corporation, it doesn't matter. She gets things done. And that is what this person admires about you a lot. And you say how you feel. You have no, or they do, whoever it is. Somebody says how they feel and they don't shy away from that. It's like, if you don't like it, too bad. If you hurt my feelings, I don't care. You hurt my feelings and I don't like you. And guess what? I'm not going to talk to you for like a whole week because you hurt my feelings. So you never have to guess where you stand with this person, because they're pretty in your face, transparent. I said translucent, I think, but transparent would be the word. So fixed signs, I think you're about to reconcile, or you're possibly about to maybe come into union with someone that you miss. You realize you're starting, yeah, somebody got ghosted or somebody just wasn't ready. So they made all these excuses why they're not ready. But things are about to change. So good for you. So fixed signs, this has been your reading. I hope it helped and see you later.